So this is our first class on fundamentals of information technology. So in syllabus, basically it's not clearly mentioned the subtopics of all the subtopics of the fundamentals of information technology. So I have decided, or I have divided it into unit wise, so that it becomes easier for us to understand. Well, I have put 7 to 8 different units, and we will discuss about the subtopics of all these basic units. So you can see that the first unit is the introduction to computers, and these are all the subtopics of the first unit: definition, block diagram of computers, characteristic of computers, limitation, application, history of computers, generations of computers, classification of computers, and all that. In next class, we discuss about the unit number 2, which is basically basic computer organization. The unit number 3 is the storage fundamentals. Similarly, the unit number 4 will be the software. Unit number 5 will be the about operating systems, and the unit number 6, data communication. 7th is the business data processing, and last unit will be the computer arithmetic. Okay, so these are all the units, and in each class we will discuss one unit in each classes or each lecture. Okay, so in today's class we will discuss about the first unit, that is the unit number 1, basic of the computer, or introduction to the computer. Okay, computer general introduction. What is the computer? So basically a computer is a device that receives data and process it for results according to the software or program. A computer is an electronic device. So basically this is the first question in competition exam. Already many times it repeats the question. The computer is an electronic device. Okay. Computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data according to the set of instructions. So basically it receives the instructions according to the program, and then it processes the data and give the output as a result. Okay, it has the ability to store, retrieve, and process data. So basically the abilities are storing the data, receive the data, and process the data, and give the output according to the processing. A computer is used to type documents, send emails, and browse the internet. These all are the computers uses of the computer. So basically the computer is an electronic device that receives the information according to the program, then process the instructions or data, and then give the output according to the processing or according to the given instructions. Okay, so this is the basic introduction of the computer, or you can say that this is the definition of the computer. Now the functioning of computer is like the first is the input. Okay, so first function is the input. Taken input, information or data that is entered into computer is called input. So basically what is input? The information or data that is entered to the computer is called input. Okay, it sends data and instructions to the central processing unit. ये कहाँ जाता है? So basically information is taken entered to the computer, and it process or sends the data or instruction to the central processing unit, which is called CPU. Okay, central processing unit, CPU. Now the next process is the processing. So basically the next step or function of the computer is the processing data. It is the sequence of actions taken on data to convert it into information which is meaningful to the user. So basically it is the sequence of actions. These are the actions. Processing means actions, which is the sequence of action, that is actions taken on the data to convert into the information. So processing is converting the data into the information which is meaningful to the user. यूजर के लिए वो मीनिंगफुल होना चाहिए. इट कैन बी कैलकुलेशन, कंपैरिजन और डिसीजन टेकन बाय द कंप्यूटर. Okay, so it can be calculations, comparisons or decisions taken by the computer. Okay, one thing I have to mention. In next class, before starting the next unit or next lecture from tomorrow, we will do some practice set what we studied today. So basically tomorrow we will first discuss some top 10 to 15 question from today's class, about 15 to 20 minutes at the beginning of the class. Okay, then we will discuss the another topic or next unit, so that along with the learning or along with the studies or all the topics, you can easily keep practicing MCQs. Okay, so that's why in next class we will starting from the practicing of MCQs, which is basically based on the this class. So the next is output. The first is the input, second is the processing, and third one is the output. It is mainly used to display the desired result to the user as per input instruction. So basically output is the displaying the desired result, which is basically based on the input or based on the input instruction or data. Now the fourth one is the storage. It is used to store information during the time of program execution and possible to get any type of information from it. So basically the storage is the process where the programs or information can be stored in storage devices during the execution of program, and it is possible to get any type of information from the storage devices. So there are four basic function of the computer, or which is basically define the function of computer. First is the input, second is the processing, third is the output, and fourth one is the storage. Okay. Now this is the block diagram. There are two block diagram. You can see that the first section is called the input unit. This is called input unit. And the second one is the processing unit. So this is the second step. First section is the input unit, second one is the processing unit, third one is the output unit, which display the result, and the fourth one is the storage. Okay, so basically it is called memory unit or storage unit. So first is the input section, and second one is the processing unit, which is basically CPU, central processing unit, which contain the control unit, and arithmetical logical unit, which is also called ALU. Okay, arithmetic logical unit. And third one is the output unit, and fourth one is the storage unit. So these are all also called the peripheral devices. Input device, output device, and secondary storage devices. These all are the peripheral devices. Okay, the input devices. So basically examples are keyboard, mouse, light, pen, joystick. We will discuss in detail about these all input devices and output devices in the next unit. So in this class, we are just discussing about the examples of input unit, keyboard, mouses, light, pen, joystick, etc. Now the second one is the CPU, which is basically attached to the memory unit. So that's why it is also compiled with the memory unit, control unit, and arithmetic logical unit. And the second portion of the memory unit, which is called secondary storage devices, like magnetic tape, disk, CDs, DVDs, like magnetic disk. Okay. And the output devices are soft copies devices like monitor, which is used to show the result. And the second one is the hard copy devices like printer, plotter, etc. So this is called the block diagram of the computer. Now the next topic is the characteristics of computer. Okay, the first is the speed. So basically the computer is all about the speed. So the computer can process data very fast at the rate of millions of instructions per second. And basically nowadays the speed is measured by the hertz. The speed of computer is measured by the hertz in these days. So basically it's process the millions of instructions or data per second. एक second में millions of data को वो fastly process कर सकता है. So that's why the speed is very fast for the computer. This is the first characteristics. The second one is the accuracy. So computers provide a high degree of accuracy So the chances of fault or chances of the errors are minimum in the computers or modern computers. So accuracy is the second characteristic of modern computers. The third one is the storage capacity. Computers are capable to store a huge amount of data, which depends on the capacity of hard disk. So basically it's totally depends on the hard disk of the computer. So storage capacity is the third characteristic of modern computer. The fourth one is the multitasking. Computer can do different types of work simultaneously. They can perform multiple tasks at the same time. So it can do the different of work or tasks at the same time. So that's why this is called the multitasking unit or multitasking programming for the modern computer. Okay, it's okay. I want to tell you it's called hertz. Okay, basically the hertz is the unit of frequency. So basically the speed of computer is depends on the frequency. So that's why the speed is count nowadays our modern computer, which is counting the speed of the computer, that is the hertz, that is in the hertz. Okay, the next is the reliability. So computers are more reliable than human beings. Computers always produce exact results. The possibilities of error occur only if the input is wrong. So basically the all the errors which is found in the computer is based on the error during the input. So it's totally on depends on the input. So basically the reliability of computer is very high, or you can say that the computer are more reliable than the human beings. So because the input is totally depends on the human beings, so it's all about the error of human beings, not the computer. So the computers never make mistakes of their own accord. So that's why it's totally depends on the input, which is basically by the human beings. So that's why the it's not the mistake of the computer, it's a mistake of the input. Okay. Now, these are the basic or most important characteristics of the computer: speed, accuracy, capacity, multitasking, and reliability. There are some other features of the computers or characteristic like error-free work. It gives the error-free work or ability to take quick decisions. It can be take the quick decisions. Diversity, there are many works, you can do many tasks in this modern computer, so that there is the chances of diversity. Privacy is the most important thing for the modern computer. So always the privacy is the factor which is basically it depends on the type of computer. So privacy is the one factor or one characteristic of the computer. And the second, okay, reliability already done. So next one is the huge storage capacity, paperless work. So these are these characteristic can be asked in the MCQs form. So just remember this characteristic or features of the computer: error-free work, ability to take quick decision, diversity, privacy, huge storage capacity, paperless work. Okay. Now the limitation of computer. There is some limitation of computer. The first is dependence on prepared instructions. So basically computer performs only what it's a program to do and nothing else. So basically it's a totally dependence on the prepared instruction. So बिना instructions के computer काम नहीं कर सकता. So the first limitation of computer is the dependence on the prepared instructions. It can do much more than just add, subtract, or multiply and divide. By using the instruction, it can totally depends on the data which is provided as a input. Okay, so it's totally dependence on the prepared instruction. So this is the limitation of computer. The second one is the inability to derive meaningful from objects. Okay, so a computer does not have any kind of feelings. Okay, so it's unable to recognize or respond to living objects. So this is also a limitation, inability to derive meanings from the objects, because this is feelingless. Okay, so accordingly we can say that the meanings of objects such as data or programs, it deals with the means nothing to the computers. So basically, it's all about the given data, not the any kind of filling it can fill by the computers. Whatever meanings the computer deals with are only fed to the by the programmer. So it's totally like first limitation, dependence on the prepared instructions. So second one is the inability to derive meanings from the objects. Okay, now third one is the inability to generate information. So the third one is the inability to generate information. So computer cannot generate information on its own. So I have already tell the dependence on the prepared instructions. So basically, it's a other limitation like inability to generate information on its own. So it's not able to think and perceive relevant aspect of given situation and adopt means to fulfill a goal or course of any kind of action. So a computer has the capacity to put information together from any source only if properly programmed, but never independently. So it cannot be able to generate information its own. So the third limitation is the inability to generate information. So these are the three most important limitation, and the one another is it cannot correct wrong instruction. So a human being is like to do what you mean and not what you say. So when you don't give correct information or correct data or correct instruction to the computer, then it cannot correct wrong instructions. So it's most important to give the correct instruction or according to the programming or according to the process, because the computer cannot correct a wrong instruction its own. So these are the four top most limitation of the computer: dependence on the prepared instruction, inability to derive the meaning from objects. It's directly you can say that the feelingless. Okay, the third one is the inability to generate information. वो तभी जनरेट करे, वो तभी इंफॉर्मेशन ले पाएगा जब कोई इनपुट दिया जाएगा. It cannot create the own information. Okay, it cannot correct wrong instruction. So it's most important to give the correct instruction or give the correct input to the computer. So these are the limitation of the computers. Now the next is the application of computer. So there are you can say that the computers play an important role in every field of life. They are used in homes. Okay, so application of computer there are used in homes, business, educational institution, like research organization, medical field, education field, even in art field or entertainment industries. All the field, in all the field, computers play their important role in every field of life. So like first is the home. Like computer are used at home for several purpose, like online bill payment. Okay, you can say that the watching movies, and the social media, most important in these days, social media accessing and so on, playing games, internet access, provide the communication skills, or provide the to send the electronic mail or emails. So there are many things which is used by the computer at home. Now the next one is the in the field of the medical field. Okay, so computer are used to hospitals to maintain the like the database of patients patient's history. You can say that they have patient's history like diagnosis, x-rays. So you can say that to maintain the database, of patients history. Okay, now the third in the field of the entertainment, like computer help to watching movies online, play games. So it's all about the entertainment, like watching movies, playing games, listening music. You can say that listening music. And the fourth one is the industry sector. Like computer are used to perform some several tasks industries like designing purpose, interior designing, video conferencing in the industries, and like online marketing has seen a great revolution in its ability to sell various product or different levels of people through the use of computers. Participation, phenomenal participation, you can say that, in industry's purpose. Okay, now the next one is the education field. Computer are most important use in the education sector, like online classes. So this our class is the most important example of the education, online classes, uh, and the online exams, or you can say that the digital exams, or computer based CBT exams. E-books are totally based on the computer programming. And so these are some examples of the application of computer in the educational field. Now the next one is the in the government, computers are used to data processing, maintaining the database of citizens, and supporting the paperless environment. Like nowadays, a lot of government process are doing by the computers. So that's why the governments in the government field, it's also a useful. Okay. Now next one is the banking sector. So it's like online banking, online payments, online banking, internet banking, you can say that the internet banking. Similarly, the next one is the in the business field. There are a lot of sectors computer are very useful to store details of customers or consumers, and conduct the withdrawal and or deposits of money through the computer. So this is also uses in the business field. Okay, the next one is the in the art field. Okay, so nowadays a lot of music industries are doing creating a music by the using of the computer softwares. So that's why this is also application of computer in the field of the arts or musics. Okay, next is the science and engineering. So basically in science and engineering, there is a lot of work which is based on the computers. So these are the most important application of computer in the different scenario and different field. Okay. So the next one is the history of computer. Okay, so basically this is the history which is started from the 1602. Basically the first invention which is related to the computer, that is called abacus. Okay, so the first invention in the history of computer is the abacus. Okay, so this topic is the most important topic according to the our MCQs form in the examination. So be careful or remember all these invention and inventors. Some characteristic will be asked in the examination in the form of MCQ. So this is the most important topic, history of computer. The first one is the abacus, which is discovered in the 1602 by the China. Okay, inventor is China. So characteristic is the first mechanical calculating device. So the question will be what is the first mechanical calculating device which is based on the computer history or evolution of computer. So options are available in the different, like abacus, Pascal, analytical engine, like that. Okay, so always remember the first mechanical calculating device is the abacus, which is discovered in the 1602 by China. Okay, the application is used for addition and subtraction operations. So बच्चों को उस टाइम में एडिशन एंड सब्सट्रैक्शन सिखाने के लिए अबेकस का यूज बाद में भी किया जाने लगा, लेकिन इनिशियली 1602 में जो है विच इज यूज्ड टू एडिशन एंड सब्सट्रैक्शन ऑपरेशन, अबेकस इज यूज्ड, विच इज द फर्स्ट मैकेनिकल कैलकुलेटिंग डिवाइस. ओके, द नेक्स्ट वन इज द पास्कलिन, which is invented by the Blaise Pascal from the France. Okay, Blaise Pascal invent the Pascaline. This is the first mechanical adding machine. Okay, the abacus is the mechanical calculating device which is basically used for the addition and subtraction, but the Pascaline is the first mechanical adding machine. Okay, this is the first mechanical adding machine which is also perform addition and subtraction of two numbers. Okay, So the first one abacus and the second one is the Pascaline. The third one is the analytical engine, which is discovered in the 1837, 1837, by the Charles Babbage, who is called the father of computer, belongs to the London, England. Okay, Charles Babbage, father of computer, belongs to the England. Okay, the characteristic of analytical engine is the first general purpose computer. So this one is the first general computer. It was a decimal machine used sign and magnitude of the representation of a number. Okay, basically it used the magnitude of any number and which is represent in the form of the sign and magnitude of any kind of number. So this is called the first general purpose computer analytical engine, which is discovered in the 1837 by Charles Babbage. So that's why the Charles Babbage is called father of computer. Okay, the next one is tabulating machine, which is discovered in the 1819 by the Herman Hollerith. Okay, Herman Hollerith belongs to the America, USA. It was the first electromechanical machine. Basically read one card at a time. This is not a multitasking devices. Basically this is the read one card at a time. Basically based on the reading of cards at a in one time, one card can be read, okay, by the tabulating machine. So this is the first electromechanical machine by the Herman Hollerith. Now the next one is the ENIAC. Okay, 1946 is the year discovered the ENIAC by the J.P. Eckhart and J.W. Moseley. Okay, belongs to the America. J.P. Eckhart and J.W. Moseley. First electronic digital computer. So the first general purpose computer is the analytical engine, and first electromechanical machine is the tabulating machine. Okay, now the general electronic digital computer, the first electronic digital computer is called ENIAC. Okay, used for weather predictions, atomic energy calculation, and other significant scientific uses, which is basically used to scientific research. So the first one is called ENIAC 1946, and the second one is called the UNIVAC 1951. So this is discovered by the J. Presper Eckhart and John Moseley. John Moseley, who involved in the ENIAC discovery of ENIAC, and the secondary UNIVAC is also discovered by the John Moseley and J. Presper Eckhart. So J.P. Eckhart and J.W. Moseley both are the inventor of ENIAC and UNIVAC. So basically you can say that the UNIVAC is the advanced version of the ENIAC. Okay, so this one is the first one is the electronic digital computer. The second one is the first general purpose electronic computer with large amount of input and output. Basically the characteristics are based on the type of question asked in the different types of computer based exams. Okay, so always remember the characteristic parts, which is mostly like a type of the questions. Okay, the first general purpose electronic computer with large amount of input and output, which is called UNIVAC. Okay, used magnetic tapes as an input and output. So this is the first machine which is used the magnetic tapes as an input and output devices. Now the next one is the IBM 650 computer 1953. It is discovered in the 1953 by the IBM company. Okay. So provided input output units converting alphabetically and special characters to 2 digits decimal code. So basically IBM is the first modern computer. You can say that the first modern computer provide input and output units, which is basically IBM 650 is the computer which is use a different or separate input output unit to converting alphabetical and special characters to 2 digit decimal code, like 0 1 के फॉर्म में जो है ये कन्वर्ट करता था बाय द यूजिंग ऑफ इनपुट आउटपुट, सेपरेट इनपुट आउटपुट कन्वर्टिंग यूनिट्स. ओके, so this is especially designed for the market research analysis for the business purpose. Okay, IBM 650 computer. Abacus, Pascaline, analytical engine, tabulating machines, then ENIAC, and then modern computer that is called IBM 650 computer. Now the generation of computer. Okay, there are different generation which is basically based on the which type of switching devices and storage speed of any computer in the different era. So the first generation which is belongs to the 1940 to 1956, this is called the first generation of computer. Basically in this time the switching devices which is used in the computer is called like vacuum tubes. So vacuum tubes are used in the computers as a switching devices. Now then in this time the storage devices or speed of the first generation of computer, the storage devices are used as a magnetic drums. Okay, so magnetic drums are used as a storage device in the first generation of computer. So the operating system used in this generation of computer, batch operating system, which is called batch operating system, which is basically based on the machine language like binary number zeros and ones. Okay, now the characteristic of this generation's computer is the fastest computing devices. Okay, the second time duration or second generation of computer is the second generation is belongs to the 1956 to the 1963. So in this time the switching devices are replaced by the transistor. Okay, so basically transistors are made by the semiconductor devices. So transistors are used as a switching device in the second generation of computer. Now in this time the storage devices are magnetic core technology. Okay, 10 microseconds, the speed of this type of storage devices is the 10 microseconds. So the switching devices used in the second generation is the transistor, and the storage devices used in the second generation is the magnetic core technology. Okay, so operating system are time sharing operating system. The multitasking is started in the second generation. Assembly language and high level languages are the introduces in this generations, because in the first generation there is only one language used in the computers like machine language, but the second generation there is the assembly language and high level language are used in the computer systems. Now in this in this time duration the second generation computers are more reliable, portable, and generate less amount of heat, because the fastest computing devices is the characteristic of the first generation, but the switching devices are vacuum tubes which is a reason to produce a more amount of heat. So this is rectified by the using the transistor as a switching devices, so it's produce less amount of heat. Now the third generation which is belongs to the 1964 to the 1971. So in this time, the switching devices are used the integrated circuits, which is called ICs. So basically the ICs are made of by the silicon. Okay, so first vacuum tubes, then transistor, and third generation used switching device like integrated circuit ICs. So the storage device again magnetic core as a primary storage medium. Now the operating system used in the third generation computer is the real-time system. So high level language introduced in this section like Fortran, COBOL, and ALGOL. These are the programming languages which is introduced in the third generation. So the characteristics are like consume less power, highly sophisticated technology required. So the third generation, the important thing is called the switching devices in ICs, magnetic core as a primary storage, and the high level languages like Fortran, COBOL, and ALGOL was introduced in the third generation of computers. Okay, so first, second, and third. Now the fourth generation of computer belongs to the 1971. From the 1971, so the switching devices in this era is used as a switching devices is large scale integrated circuit microprocessor. So microprocessors are introduced in the computer in the fourth generation. From fourth generation, you can say that from 1971. Okay, the storage devices replaced by the semiconductor memories. Okay, the speeds are 300 nanoseconds. 300 nanoseconds. Now the operating systems, like the function of operating system are time sharing, graphical user interface are introduced in this time of operating system. The Pascal, ADA, COBOL 74, Fortran 4, these are all the high level languages are used in the this generation of computer. Now the characteristic are, it's obvious, these are the more reliable and portable as well. Now the last one is the fourth or present and beyond. You can say that this is the fifth generation of the computer generation. Now the switching devices nowadays or modern computers are used as a switching devices is a super large scale integrated chips, which is called SLSI chips. Okay, so the modern computers are used as a switching devices SLSI. So nowadays the modern computers are used as storage devices like optical disk, and the operating system are knowledge information processing system. This is called the knowledge information processing systems. The characteristics are parallel processing and Intel Core microprocessor is implemented. In this time, basically the Intel Core is introduced first time in the fifth generation. So these are all the generations of computers. So this is also important topic for the exam point of views. So please remember all these five generations, and especially remember the switching devices, which type of switching devices used in the which type of generation or which generation. Okay, so this is the most important thing. You can skip all the operating system column and characteristic, but always remember the switching devices, because this is the most important thing. So which kind of switching devices used in the which generation of the computer. So the first is the generation duration. So the first is the 1940 to 56, 56 to 63, 64 to the 71, and 71 to the present time. So the generation duration is also important, and the most important thing is the switching devices, which is used in the different generations respectively. Now the next is the some important notes here. Like Siddharth was the first computer developed in the India. Sorry. So the Siddharth is the first computer developed in India, which is called Siddharth. Okay. Now next one is the Alan Turing is known as the father of modern computer. I have already said that the Charles Babbage is the father of computer, but the question is father of modern computer. So answer will be Alan Turing. Okay, Alan Turing is known as the father of modern computer. So this is another question. Next one is the John von Neumann was introduced first architecture of computer in the year 1948. Okay, so basically I have already told the third generation, which is from the 1964, where the switching devices is used as a integrated circuits, which is IC, basically made of the silicons, which is used in the third generation of the computer. So it's introduced by the John von Neumann. Okay, first architecture of computer in the year 1948. So basically it depends on the ICs. So the question is asking like who introduced the first architecture of computer, which is basically based on the ICs. So the name is the John von Neumann. Okay, the next one is related to the transistors. Like in the second generation, the transistors are used as a switching devices. So transistors were invented by Bell Laboratory. This is also a popular question, which is many times asked in the different exams. So transistors are invented by the Bell Laboratory. Okay, last one is in 1958, J.S. Kilby. Okay, sorry. Okay. So there is difference between the architecture of computer. The question is the architecture of computer. So basically, architecture of computer designed or introduced by the John von Neumann, and the ICs are invented by the J.S. Kilby and Robert Noyce. Okay. So okay, in 1958. So this is the 1948. Okay, that's why I'm confused. So 1958 में first architecture of computer is designed by the John von Neumann, and the invention of ICs by the J.S. Kilby and Robert Noyce in 1958. Okay. So these are some important notes or important points, which is basically maybe there is chances to ask in the MCQs. Okay. Okay, the last topic of the today's class is the classification of computer. So this is the diagram or classification diagram. You can say that there is some different types of computers, like based on the size, based on the works, or based on the purpose. So basically this is not very useful. Like based on the purpose, that means general purpose computer, which is used for the general purpose, and a special purpose computer, like for example there is a computer which is used for the some weather reports or for nuclear power operation. This kind of computers are called special purpose computers. So basically we are going to discuss two types of based on the classification, like based on the size and based on the computer. So the first one is the based on the size. There are four types of computer: microcomputer, mainframe computer, mini computer, and supercomputer. Okay, so the first one is the based on the size. First one is the called microcomputer. So this type of computers are the least powerful. Okay, so this is the least powerful. Microcomputers are the least powerful, yet the most widely used, and the are also called portable computers. So nowadays we are using the computers or laptops which are basically portable computers. So these types of computer are the are the least powerful, but yet the most widely used and are also called portable computers. So these are small, relatively economical computers, सस्ते होते हैं. These are based on the microprocessor technology, basically ICs पे based होते हैं, and you can use as an example like a personal computer which is called PC, or desktop, laptops, like ultrabook is also a microcomputer, ultrabook or notebook na. इवन लाइक एप्पल का जो मैकबुक आता है, एप्पल मैकबुक, विच इज ऑल्सो एग्जाम्पल ऑफ माइक्रो कंप्यूटर, एप्पल मैकबुक. So these are the examples of microcomputer. Basically these are the least powerful, but basically it's widely used as a portable computers. Okay. Now the second one is the mini computer. So the mini computers, these are similar in size like microcomputer, faster and cost lower than the mainframe computer. So basically it's higher on the cost from the microcomputer, but lower than the mainframe computers. So these are smaller in size. So smaller in size, like mainframe से छोटा होगा ना. So it's comparing between the mainframe and mini computer. So these are the smaller in size but faster and cost lower than the mainframe computers. Initially the mini computer was designed to carry out some specific task like engineering and computer aided design, which is also called CAD. Okay, CAD calculation. CAD is based on the engineering and computer aided design. Okay, but now they are being used as a central computer, which is known as a server. So server computers are mini computers. Mini computers are like IBM 17, which is also a server. DEC PDP 11, which is also a type of mini computer, which is used as a server. HP 9000, which is also a mini computer. So these are the like examples of the mini computer. IBM 17, So remember these mini computers. Examples of mini computers: IBM 17, DEC DP, PDP 11, HP 9000. Okay, the last one is the mainframe computer. Okay, the second last one, because we have supercomputer. So mainframe computer, this type of computer having large internal memory storage. Most important thing, the large internal memory storage and comprehensive range of software. Mainframe computers are like IBM 370, IBM S390, UNIVAC 110, 1110, etc. These are all the examples of mainframe computers. So basically these computers are like multi-users. The most important thing, it's our multi-users. So many users can work at the same time in the mainframe computers, like which is used in the banking sector. So basically in the banking sector, mainframe computers are most usable. So banking sectors, in the science research sectors, which is used mainframe computers. Space research, space, for space research, it's also used a mainframe computer. And so in the railways, okay, in railways also the mainframe computers are used. So basically these are the special purpose computer. So you can say that the mainframe computers are actually the special purpose computer, not the general purpose computer. Now the last one is the supercomputer. So these are the fastest. Basically supercomputers means the fastest and most expensive machine, because these are fastest but most expensive machines. They have high processing speed compared to the other computers. Supercomputers are most powerful, large in size and memory compared to all other computers. So most important thing, these are the fastest, most expensive, high speed or high processing speed. It has the most high processing speed, also most powerful, but large in size and memory compared to the other computers. Like the examples of supercomputers, the first one is the Cray 1. Okay, so Cray 1 was the world's first supercomputer. So the first question is, which one is the world's first supercomputer? So basically Cray 1 is the world's first supercomputer. It's introduced by the Seymour R. Cray in the 1976. Okay, so basically this was the first supercomputer, and developed by the Cray Research Company. Okay, now the next one is the Param series. So basically in Indian point of view, so Param series, which is developed by the CDEC Pune, was the first supercomputer developed in India in 1990 by the CDEC Pune. ओके, सीडेक कंपनी पुणे के द्वारा परम सीरीज के जो कंप्यूटर्स हैं, दैट इज द सीरीज ऑफ सुपर कंप्यूटर्स which is introduced in the 1990. So this is the first supercomputer developed in India. Now the Param Ishan is the latest machine in the series of Param made by CDAC and IIT Guwahati on 20th September 2016. So this is the latest series of Param. Param Ishan is the latest machine which is based on the Param series, which is again developed by the CDAC Pune and with the help of the IIT Guwahati on 2016. The other series of supercomputer in India are the PACE series. This is also a series of supercomputer, basically which is developed by the DRDO. Okay, now the another series is the Anupam series, which is also a supercomputer series developed in the India by Bhabha Atomic Research Center. So basically the Param series is introduced by the CDAC. The PACE series is introduced by the DRDO, and Anupam series is introduced by the BARC in India. So these are the famous supercomputer series which is developed in India. So remember this series of supercomputers which is developed in India. Okay, some important thing like CDAC unveiled the Param 8000 supercomputer in 1991. So this is another Param series computer which is called Param 8000. So basically this question is already asked in the some exam, I think banking exam. The Param 8000 is the supercomputer which is introduced in the 1991 by the CDAC Pune. This was followed by the Param 8600, which is introduced in India in 1992-1993. So the Param series, Param 8000, then Param 8600, which is introduced in the 1992. So the Param is introduced in the 1990, then Param 8000 1991, then Param 8600 in 1992. Now in 1993, the Param 9000 is the another supercomputer which is based on the series of Param of the supercomputers was released in 1993. Then in 1998, the Param 10,000 was released. So these are the most famous Param series supercomputer developed by the CDAC Pune in India. Okay, the Param Padma was delivered in December 2002, featured on the list of world's fastest supercomputers in June 2003. At the some time of time duration, the Param Padma is also delivered as the fastest supercomputer in world's supercomputer list. So the Param Padma, which is introduced in the 2002. So in 2003, June 2003, it's also in the list of the top most fastest supercomputer of world. Okay, now the one another is the Param UR 2008, the Param UR 2 in 2013, then Param Ishan, like also I have also already said about the Param Ishan, which is introduced in the 2016. Then the Param Brahma. Okay, this is introduced in the 2020. Param Brahma 2020. Param Siddhi AI. So this is based on the AI. In November 2020, Param Siddhi AI ranked 63 among the most powerful supercomputers in the world. So you can say that this is in the position of 63rd. Okay, among the most powerful supercomputers in the world, Param Siddhi AI. Now next is the Param Shivai, Param Sanganak, and Param Pravega. So एक्चुअली क्या है, इन सभी सुपर कंप्यूटर से रिलेटेड कुछ ना कुछ क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है ऑलरेडी अलग अलग एग्जाम्स में. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम लिस्टिंग दिस ऑल सुपर कंप्यूटर्स नेम इन दिस लिस्ट, so you can remember, or it's totally on you. If you can, then you can remember this all the supercomputers which is developed in the India. Param Pravega, which is introduced in the January 2022. So this is the, you can say that the latest supercomputer of India, Param Pravega. So it's also based on the series of Param. In the worldwide, the now, okay, Pratyush and Mihir are the fastest supercomputer in India as of January 2018. So the last is the fastest supercomputer of India is the Param Padma. Then the Param Siddhi AI was the 63rd rank in 2020. Okay, but the nowadays, or you can say that in latest timeline, or as a January 2018, the Pratyush and Mihir are the fastest supercomputer in India as of January 2018. Okay. Currently, India's most powerful civilian supercomputers. This is called the India's most powerful civilian supercomputer, Pratyush and Mihir. Okay, for worldwide, okay, which company Param computer? Basically, the Param series computers, all Param series computers are developed by the CDAC Pune. Okay, CDAC Pune के द्वारा ही ये सारे Param series computers इंट्रोड्यूस किए गए हैं. Now the top in 2023 and 24, I will upload PDF. Okay, I will upload all the PDFs related to the fundamental of IT after the daily classes. Okay, the topmost or fastest supercomputer in world is the Frontier. Frontier is developed by the USA in 2023. Okay, the second most is the Fugaku. Fugaku is the second fastest supercomputer which is developed by the Japan, and it's developed on 2020. Now the next one is the Lumi. Lumi is the third highest or fastest supercomputer in world, which is developed by the Finland. So these are the top three fastest supercomputer in worldwide: Frontier, Fugaku, and Lumi. Top three supercomputers. Okay, the last one is the nowadays some other type of supercomputer introduced, which is based on the artificial intelligence. So in Indian point of view, the AI supercomputer Airawat. So India's AI supercomputer Airawat makes to the list of world's 100 most powerful supercomputers. So India's AI supercomputer Airawat has been ranked at the number 75 in the world at the International Supercomputing Conference. It is also called ISC 2023 in Germany. The AI supercomputer Airawat is installed at the CDAC Pune. So basically, this is the another series which is developed by the CDAC, and especially it's based on the artificial intelligence. It's not a general super computer. This is basically AI based supercomputer. So AI based supercomputers are the new technology in the field of the supercomputer. So the India's first AI supercomputer is the Airawat, which is basically the fastest supercomputer now at that time, and this is the ranked 75th in the world's list. Okay, so remember the name Airawat, which is installed in the CDAC Pune. Okay, the another type of the computer is the based on the work. So an analog computer of electricity is used in this. Analog form of electricity is used in this, which is called the analog computer. So basically the signals used in the analog computer is in the form of analog. So this analog computer has the less speed, so its speed is slow. Voltmeter and barometer are example of the analog instrument. So basically the voltmeter and barometer is also a type of analog computer, and you can see the speedometer. A speedometer is also a like kind of computer, or you can say that the kind of analog computer. So analog computer used the electricity in the form of analog. Now the next one is the digital computer. So the digital computer, in digital computer, data is represented as and the electric pulses, which is represented by the count 0 and 1. So basically nowadays all the computers are the digital computer, basically, which understand the signals by using the 0 and 1, which is the binary form. An example of this is the digital clock. So all all the digital clocks are also a digital computer. Binary system is the used in the modern digital computers. So basically nowadays the computers are used like hybrid type of computers, which is the basically the combination of the analog and digital computers. So these are the second type of computer, which is digital computer. So in this type of computer, the electric pulses are used in the form of 0 and 1 or binary form. Now the last one is the hybrid computer. So these are the combination of the analog and digital computer. Machines used in the hospital like ECG machine or dialysis machine, all are the hybrid type of computers which is commonly used in the hospitals. So in this type of computer, there is the input unit and the one unit which is called the ADC. So this unit can convert the analog signal into the digital signal. Okay, so analog digital जो converter है, it's convert the analog to digital form of signals. then the CPU can use these digital signals to the processing the information. Then it sends to the DAC converter, which can convert the digital information to the analog form. Okay, and finally the output unit can show the result as a form of analog. So this is called the hybrid computer. So that's it for the today, and in next class we will discuss about the unit number 2. Okay, thank you.
To watch the complete video, download Mining Gyan 2.0 app from the Play Store and enjoy seamless learning with Mining Gyan 2.0.